what is this like DNA deep dive, and why are you the expert at everything DNA basically?
Well, I think we had an industry where, I wasn't formally trained, right? But the people that were using genomics for how do we solve disease, meaning that there's a needle in a haystack out of these thousands of genes that may solve each individual condition. And what they found was there was no answer, unless it was a rare genetic condition that you were born with, like sickle cell syndrome, for example. Nobody could figure out the answer to cardiovascular disease, Alzheimer's, pancreas issues, all these chronic issues that are the majority of our problems, even things like aging. So I came in as
Hmm.
a layperson who was sick with 5 chronic diseases, trying to figure out why I was so
Whoa.
sick. And I used my genome to figure out the path wasn't so clear. It was a combination of genetics. Here's my human code, my biological function, plus epigenetics, my choices, environment, nutrition, lifestyle. And then I saw that I started to actually reverse disease in myself and my mom and my sister and my friends, which then turned into a research company where we've now studied, you name it, from hair loss to fat loss to breast cancer, everything, and it unraveled the root causes for these things.
Fascinating, man. So it's, I think the greatest things come out of a gap, a void, or a pain point. And this one being a pain point, you had 5, as you said, chronic diseases, and your family did too. So, it's either depend on others or go figure it out yourself. And you figured it out yourself. So I did the DNA test. I would love to be able to go, in depth on a few main points that were on there that we saw as maybe red flags perhaps, and then possibly like, hey, you're a genomic specimen, David. You're like the statue of David and Michelangelo. No, I'm just kidding. Definitely just kidding. But let's dive deep on it a little bit, just so we can, walk through for the audience listening, so they can see, like, how important this is to know, your DNA, and be able to have different lifestyle changes that can, like you've done and like you've done for your family. So let's go in depth on mine.
Well, there's definitely good and bad. And I think the intention is, let's find the bad. Let's find what biology in your body isn't working and how might that potentially lead to a major issue like cardiovascular disease, Alzheimer's, or just
Yeah.
aging faster than you need to. Some people can actually control the pace of aging, having better performance, knowing what to eat, how to train, all those things, right? So when it comes to your brain and how you think and perceive, it's really cool. But if I have your DNA, I can describe your personality to a T without ever speaking to you, because the neurochemicals that drive your
Whoa.
perception, yeah, it's really awesome. How you deal with, so I deal with a lot of pro athletes, and when I'm dealing with pro athletes, it's like, why can't this guy have the clutch? Why can't this guy actually recover mentally? Why did this guy cannot?
Okay. Oh, pause. This is so good. So I coach a lot of pro athletes.
Oh,
So there's a
cool.
clutch gene. There's a clutch
So
gene.
I wouldn't say gene, it's profile, right? It's the
Okay,
profile.
talk to me on this.
So let me give you an example. There's some people, you included, that have poor neuroplasticity. So don't do a good job of developing the physical brain quickly enough to deal with new inputs, new information, which means when you're dealing with something that's major and impactful, it feels like it has more weight and meaning to it, which means in that clutch zone, you may overthink, overanalyze, seeking perfection versus execution, versus the guy who just seems to get it done, but maybe not masterfully, right? So this,
Okay, so wait. Does that say that in mine that I am a perfectionist? Is that what, like, and I
you're
try to do it perfectly, and I get stuck up and I don't take action and pick up things quickly? Is that what you're saying?
yeah, your brain is more about subject matter expert versus jack of all trades, right? Here's what I
Hmm.
do. I'm the best at it. World leading expert. Now get me to do something else. I need some time. But when I figure that out, I'm also going to master that, right? Versus give it
Hmm.
to me. I'll wear 10 different hats and do it all.
I don't know, man. I think I wear 10 different hats. I don't really care about perfection, and I don't get fearful in any big clutch moments, and I don't overthink. My wife would tell me I don't think enough. I don't know. What do you think about that? Is that like, am I contradicting the DNA,
No,
or what do
no.
you think?
Then this is what I meant. Profile, not a gene, right? So the first step to the
Profile.
first step to the profile was, it
Profile.
was a single gene that tells us you give things weight and meaning, you seek perfection. But
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
clearance protein that removes the neurochemical is going way too fast, right? Which makes you highly reward seeking and able to make those decisions that other people will take their time on. So what this ends up leading to is somebody who is entrepreneurial, reward seeking, risk taking, like whatever you did yesterday isn't enough. I need to take a bigger risk today, right? But in a alley, or say a channel of perfection, or channel of expertise,
Mm,
versus I do the accounting, I do the legal, I do the marketing, all at like kind of 70%. You do your thing really, really well, but your brain can move quick enough to pick up on the other. So it's a combination, and I can keep going because the pathway keeps
yeah,
extending
yeah.
into other neurochemicals, right? But that what you're experiencing is coming from the rapid clearance.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. So back to the clutch gene. So are you able to look at somebody's genomics and be like, hey, this person is, they can be a phenomenal athlete, late game player because they don't crumble under pressure versus, hey, this person, let's say you took two golfers, let's say, and you looked at their genomics and you're like, this guy has it, this one will not. Can you make that call?
We've made that call. I've done this work.
Damn.
Yeah, yeah. I've done this work with like Navy SEALs. I was down in San Diego working on a project where it was more about trauma and PTSD. They were trying to determine why, with the same exact exposure, do these guys and gals have different outcomes? Some have trauma, some don't. And we showed them the genomics of that, but the same thing that we uncovered there leads to what you're talking about with clutch. So some people, when it comes to that adrenaline inducing moment, right? The adrenaline is regulated well, and so they're able to deal with that moment well. For some people it surges and it's overwhelming, and which creates a sense of trauma. So adrenaline is designed to hold on to memories of impactful stimulus so you don't make the mistake again. So now somebody that's approaching the clutch remembering the last mistake and how much pressure there is may crumble. Somebody who doesn't hold on to the emotion, which is you, by the way, your brain actually is challenged in holding on to trauma and negative stimulus. It keeps the
I'll
information,
give you that.
yeah, not the
Yeah, that
emotion.
sounds valid.
And
Yeah.
so that allows you to now go get hit by the same challenge without feeling the pressure or weight of last time, right? And so we learned
Mm.
this by studying the Navy SEALs, but now apply it to athletes.
Okay. Okay, I got a question for you. So I've always wondered this, Cash. This is very fascinating for me, and I've got so many questions. But is having a killer instinct, is that something that's DNA genomics, or can you develop that? This is one of the biggest questions that I always get in athletes and sports and high performers. Can you develop a killer instinct, or is it just part of your DNA?
So the whole point of what we're doing is some people have the profile hardwired in them, some don't. Now, if you don't, it doesn't mean it's not possible. Now you know what the block is. And now we affect genetic expression. So, what is the goal of all this? Is not to say, here's your results, good luck, that's what you're stuck with, right?
Right, 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 right.
The point is to identify, here's a system that's not giving you what you want. I want to live
Mm,
forever. I want to grow muscle. I want to lose weight. I want to be killer in my instinct, right?
mm,
But your genes are saying you don't do that. You don't think that way. Now we need to act on it, which may be a supplement, it
got
may
it.
be a food, it may be a movement that causes your gene to express different. Now the difference is the guy who needs to express it different needs to continue doing that thing, whatever it ends up being, whether it's a supplement or a movement or whatever, in order to stay there. And when you stop, your genes go back to where you started.